So, next up is articulation. And we're going to pretty much go from the cheapest figure to the most expensive, which I guess would be a 2-in-1, but we'll still cover price. So, what do we got? Jaw, you've already seen it. Opens and closes on hinge. Nothing all that special, but I mean, hey, for a Playmates figure, still rather impressive. For the head, does not move really much. In fact, this is literally just a connection piece. There's a big square peg in the head, which I don't understand why they would like do this when they're very much capable of putting circular pegs inside of Godzilla figures. Like, you guys do this for the 2014 figure, but not this one. That is so weird. Shoulders. Swivels. Go back and forth. Nothing too crazy. You can go kind of, oh crap. You can kind of go all the way around. But again, it's just kind of side to side. Same with this shoulder. But because they're pre-posed, I don't imagine you getting a lot of poses with this one. This leg can kick forward about this far. Okay, moving the tail back. Back about this far. And this foot can move forward about that far. Backwards about that far. No in and out. And the tail's on a big ball joint when you plug it in. So you can kind of go up and down, forward and back, all that good stuff. Go to the right about that far, to the left about that far, down about that far, upwards about that far, can rotate. And it's entirely rubberized from the tail, with no bendy wire. Next, we're going to go to the Titan Evolution Godzilla, which, much like the basic evolved, we have the hinge jaw. It doesn't open as wide. At least I think it doesn't open as wide. It opens up decently enough, I suppose. No head movement, actually less head movement than the basic one did, because you could get like a little bit of it, but you can barely get anything out of that. And I imagine if you try to force it, you're gonna break it. Arms, different case here. Instead of just rotations, they can actually go in and out of the on a hinge, which I think it's just to accommodate the big rubber skin suit that it comes in, but it's still done really well. Like, I wish if they implemented this on a smaller figure, because height-wise it is a bit smaller, I wish they could have just kept this on the basic. Like, come on, guys. Don't imagine, if you guys were able to put a ball joint, I don't see why you can't put a hinge. Legs, this one can kick forward about that far, backwards about that far. Wait just 1 second. I completely neglected to talk about the feet on the basic one. There you go. It has feet swivels. I was thinking about that. Anyway, back to the legs on the Titan Evolution. You go up about that far. Downwards about that far. And on this one, you can go forwards about that far. Backwards about, kind of pushing it, that far. No in and out. But also have foot swivels, much like the Titan Evolution, the original, and as a ball joint here as well. But funny enough, it's actually not just connected on the ball joint. Because it's packaged differently, it also comes in a string, which again, that's to accommodate the feature that has. Kind of pegging that sucker back on. And yeah, has a fair amount of movement. You can kind of go to the left about that far, right to about that far, up about. It's actually kind of floppy, but you can kind of go up about that far, down about that far, and it can rotate. So it's a bit more loose, at least on mine, but it's also pre-posed, so take what you will for it. Now finally, we're going to go to the Bootleg NECA Godzilla 2024. For the jaw, opens and closes on a hinge. Mine was a bit loose when I first opened it, but then I kind of like squished it in, and then kind of got it to work a little bit more. Head was on a ball joint, but mine came broken because I ordered it without the box. Probably my fault, but then again, it's a bootleg, but would have had a nice ball joint. Kind of going up and down, side to side. Neck, static in place, much like my original V2. Doesn't really do much. Ball joints here at the shoulders, so you can kind of go up and down, side to side, and bend at the elbows. Up the outside side for the shoulders. bend at the elbows. There's no rotation. I know on the original there was. Here there is not. At least not on mine, because I have one where the hinges were not applied properly, and they can actually slide in and out. So I would not recommend that. And mine also do not have the ball joints at the wrist, because mine do not like bending forward or back, not even side to side. I bet if I were to take that off right now, it would be a basic peg. I don't actually want to break it, so. Swivel it is. Ball joints here at the ab crunch. The very non-existent ab crunch, although it is kind of a rotation. Go a little bit side-side, very mild. And you can go kind of in and out, but it's really not worth it because it's pain. Ball joints here at the hips, so you can kind of go in and out like this. And they kind of go in and out of the socket the same way the 2014 figure did. Swivel hinges at the knees, although again suffers the same problem as the elbows, except you can kind of rotate them, but it splits the plastic. It's honestly just not worth it. But very smooth and fluid bend at the knee. Ball joint at the foot, which is still very tight on mine. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 segments going all across the tail. So you can kind of get a really good fluid movement. And it's just, because it's made of a softer plastic, you can actually get a bit more range out of it than you did with the original. And it honestly, again, just looks really organic. So because it is a bootleg of the NECA, I have to say, as far as articulation goes, he's definitely king here. But as far as like these two, I feel like this one definitely takes it a little bit more. But I just like the way this one handles between the two of them. Although the swivel hinges on this one's shoulders would have just been the cake of pretty much the whole thing. Although he has ball joints, so maybe not everything. Also, as far as size goes, there's really nothing. Like, they're all essentially the same height. Even though this one is a tad bit shorter, it's really not like that much of a difference. So, unless if you want to go to the millimeters to really go to pick your poison, then yeah, there you go. Next, we're going to go over accessories. So, what does the Titan Evolution Godzilla come with? Effectively, he doesn't really come with any sort of accessory, but does come with a rubber skin that's meant to be a different figure entirely, but also something that he can wear. So, technically, it's an accessory, but it's also a figure. Really, he doesn't come with like any other like form of accessories or gimmicks, but this is essentially his gimmick. So yeah, this is what it is. It's a gimmick. So there you go. That's what he comes with. The basic line. They got rid of the battle damage, but they kept the individual accessories. That's what I like about these things. They're so simple, yet they're guaranteed an accessory. So explain to me why we can get a beam effect with a $10 Walmart, Target, Godzilla Kong New Empire figure from Playmates, but we can't get it with a $100 SH Monster Arts. Yeah. Although I will say this beam effect is a bit small, it's still a beam effect. And how you put it on has never been easier. Open up his mouth and you'll see a little hole at the top of it. Aim it like this and just go straight up. That's it. It looks a little goofy because of the little splash effect, but I think it looks fine. And now the bootleg. I'm pretty sure you guys already know, but beam effect and splash effect. And how you put this on, again, never been easier. You'll see a little top divot right there. That goes on the top. There we go. And splash effect goes like that, although it does not really connect. So, as far as accessories goes, it's clear that this one has the best. But these two also come with some pretty cool stuff. Although, like, flame effect wise, I think I honestly prefer the look of this one over this one. This one just looks a little cartoony for my taste. But this one looks a little bit more accurate to what we saw, quote unquote. So, which is kind of weird to say because the least accurate figure has the most movie accurate accessories of the bunch. So, again, no real winner here, aside from the one you choose.